Picture this. A telescope scans the sky and finds a perfect, ghostly ring of radio waves floating in space. No stars, no glowing gas visible to the eye, just a huge, invisible circle nearly 1,000,000 light-years across. Astronomers were baffled. Was it a glitch? An optical illusion? It wasn't. It was real, and it was unlike anything seen before. They nicknamed these objects odd radio circles, ORCS for short. Not the fantasy creatures, but something much more intriguing. Gigantic rings of radio energy lurking in the depths of the cosmos. Today, only a dozen or so are known in the entire universe. What are they? How did they get there? Solving this mystery has become a cosmic detective story, one that's still unfolding. Odd radio circles are exactly what the name suggests. Odd, because they're mysterious and unexpected. Radio, because we detect them via radio telescopes. And circles, because, well, they appear as circular rings. These ORCS don't emit visible light, X-rays or infrared that we can see. They only show up in radio wavelengths. To our eyes or even optical telescopes, an ORC would be completely invisible, like a ghost. But to a radio telescope, it looks like a dim, ring-shaped glow, often bright around the edges and darker in the middle, as if we're seeing a cosmic bubble outlined in light. Each ORC surrounds a galaxy, or sometimes a group of galaxies, far, far away. When astronomers pinpointed their locations, they found a galaxy sitting near the center of each radio ring. This was a crucial clue. It means these rings aren't in our own Milky Way, but out in the distant universe, likely linked to the galaxies at their cores. And when we say distant, we mean it, in some cases billions of light-years away. The term circle might even be a bit misleading. These rings are probably spherical shells or bubbles of energetic plasma, ionized gas, seen from our viewpoint. Imagine a thin soap bubble. In 3 dimensions, it's a sphere, but from far away it looks like a circle, with the edges brighter where the material is concentrated along the outline. That's essentially what an ORC might be, a colossal shell in space, glowing in radio frequencies along its rim. The scale of odd radio circles is mind-boggling. Our Milky Way galaxy is about 100,000 light-years in diameter, already enormous beyond comprehension. But an ORC's ring can be 10 to 20 times larger than the Milky Way. In absolute terms, some ORCS measure around 1,000,000 light-years across, and a few even more. To put that in perspective, if one end of such a ring were placed at our galaxy, the other end would stretch almost to our nearest galactic neighbor, Andromeda. Or think of it this way. Traveling at the speed of light, the fastest speed there is, it would still take you 1,000,000 years to go from one side of the ring to the other. These are among the largest single structures ever observed. They're like cosmic donuts, so huge that several galaxies could fit inside them side by side. Yet despite their gargantuan size, ORCS are extremely faint. They're made of plasma, likely electrons, spiraling around magnetic fields, which emits radio waves, but not much else. It's as if a gigantic sphere of energized particles is expanding through intergalactic space, but so tenuous that we only notice it with sensitive instruments. No wonder they went unnoticed until recently. You'd need the right telescope and a sharp eye to spot such a subtle feature against the background of the universe. The story of ORCS began only a few years ago. In September 2019, astronomers using a powerful new radio telescope in Australia, the ASKAP, Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, were mapping the sky, making a catalogue of radio sources. They expected to see familiar things, distant galaxies with radio jets, supernova remnants, maybe new pulsars. Instead, researcher Anna Kopinska and colleagues stumbled on something weird in their data, a circular blob that didn't match anything known. Soon they found a couple more of these circular blobs in the survey. 4 mysterious circles in total were identified in the initial data. At first, the team didn't know what they were seeing. Were these imaging artifacts? Uncatalogued supernova remnants in our galaxy? Or something truly new? When it became clear these rings weren't local objects but faraway phenomena, the excitement grew. The team jokingly labeled the first one WTF in their internal notes, a very human reaction. What is that? Once it was clear these were real, never-before-seen structures, they earned a more formal, but still quirky, name: odd radio circles. It's not every day that astronomers get to name a new class of objects, let alone with a name as playful as ORC. The news went out in early 2020. Astronomers have discovered enigmatic giant radio circles in space. From that moment, the chase was on to find more and to figure out what could possibly create such enormous rings. Over the next couple of years, a few additional ORCs turned up. One was found in old data from a radio telescope in India, GMRT, and another was discovered in new observations by South Africa's Mir KAT radio telescope. By 2021, only about 5 ORCs had been confirmed. Each discovery was a big deal. When you have only a handful of examples, every new one is like finding another puzzle piece. Were they all similar? Did they all have galaxies in the middle? So far, yes. Each ORC had a central galaxy and a ring structure only visible in radio waves. Astronomer Ray Norris, one of the pioneers of ORC research, described the thrill of the hunt. Most of science is painstaking, methodical work, but this felt like stumbling onto a brand new phenomenon out of the blue. He said he spent hours just staring at the images of ORCs on his screen, hoping the answer for their origin would pop into his head. It didn't, at least not immediately. The mystery was deepening. Having a mystery in astronomy is exhilarating but also a bit maddening. With so few examples, early explanations for ORCs were all over the map. Scientists tossed out various hypotheses trying to imagine what cosmic event could create a giant glowing ring of radio emission around a galaxy. So far, we've uncovered the strange discovery of odd radio circles, what they are, how they were found, and why they've left scientists puzzled. But this is just the beginning. In Part 2, we'll dive into the wildest theories, black hole explosions, galactic collisions, and echoes from the early universe. This was Part 1 of our journey into one of astronomy's newest mysteries. Don't miss what comes next.